You have entered the game. Choose a card to reveal an information. You have chosen Biography card.
Hello, our kids! Today, we're going to dig upon on the account of Leandro Locsin. Leandro Valencia Locsin, or also known as Lindy, to his friends and admirers, was born in Silay, Negros Occidental on August 15, 1928. Lindy was the eldest of Guillermo Locsin and Remedios Valencia's 7 children and was named after his paternal grandfather, Don Leandro Locsin y de la Rama, who was Negros Occidental's first governor. Like many boys of prominent Negrense families, he studied with the Lasallian brothers in Manila from 1935 until 1947, before returning to Negros due to the Second World War, escaping the massacre of his classmates and teachers during the brutal Battle of Manila. To finish his secondary education, he returned to Manila and proceeded in taking up pre-law in La Salle, but he shifted and pursued a bachelor's degree in music at the University of Santo Tomas. Although he was a talented pianist, he later shifted again to architecture. What a decision maker, Mr. Locsin. Anyway, back to the topic. He did that just a year before graduating. Locsin was that rare combination of Filipino painter, musician, and poet of architectural space. He was the first Filipino architect that truly made an international reputation. At the height of his career in the late 70s, Leandro Locsin was the most influential architect in Southeast Asia, with his crowning international project in the form of the enormous Istana Nurul Iman, the palace of the Sultan of Brunei, finished in 1984, still the largest single residential structure ever built. He married Cecilia Yulo, and one of their 2 children was also an architect. He died at the age of 66 on November 15, 1994.
Biography card crossed out. You have chosen Works card.
One of the famous works of Leandro Locsin is the Cultural Center of the Philippines, or CCP. It is a government-owned and controlled corporation established to preserve, develop, and promote arts and culture in the Philippines. The facade of the National Theatre is dominated by a 2-story travertine block suspended 12 meters high by deep concave cantilevers on 3 sides. The rest of the structure is clad in concrete, textured by crushed seashells, originally found on the reclamation site. The building is built on a massive podium, and an entry is through a vehicular ramp in front of the raised lobby and a pedestrian side entry on its northwest side. In front of the facade and below the ramp, there is an octagonal reflecting pool with fountains and underwater lights. The second one is the Philippine International Convention Center, or PICC, that made a history of Asia's first international convention center, setting a trend that led other countries to build their own. It is a convention center located in the Cultural Center of the Philippine Complex, in Pasay City, Metro Manila, Philippines. This state-of-the-art facility has been the host of numerous local and foreign conventions, meetings, fairs, and social events. The PICC was also the home of the office of the Vice President of the Philippines until 2005. It is in the style of Brutalist, which is the same with the CCP. Both of them have the same massive design. The last one is the Church of the Holy Sacrifice, that once dubbed a flying saucer. The Parish of the Holy Sacrifice is a modernist expression which embodies the complex colonial history of the Philippines. Located on the University of the Philippines campus in Quezon City. It is Locsin's design which combines elements of traditional Filipino architecture with post-war international aesthetics, It is a potent symbol of a newly independent nation following centuries of imperial control.
Works card crossed out. You have chosen Styles card.
Although LOCSIN worked in the modernist style, he was noted as being one of the only contemporary designers to capture a distinctive Philippine look in his designs. LOCSIN reshaped the urban landscape with a distinctive architecture reflective of Philippine art and culture. It is this synthesis that underlies all his works, with his achievements in concrete reflecting his mastery of space and scale. Every LOCSIN building is unoriginal and identifiable as a LOCSIN, with themes of floating volume, the duality of light and heavy, buoyant and massive running in his major works. He was described as the poet of space for the way he articulated space using straightforward geometry. His use of concrete, floating volume, and simplistic design in his various projects. He then was proclaimed as a National Artist of the Philippines for Architecture in 1990 by the late former President Corazon C. Aquino. He believes that the true Philippine architecture is the product of two great streams of culture, the Oriental and the Occidental, to produce a new object of profound harmony.
Styles card crossed out. All cards have been opened. Game clear. Congratulations.